Good morning. My name is Skorupski. I represent Coalition Clean Baltic. I also work for Green Federation Gaia, which is non-governmental Polish organization. First of all, I would like to thank organizers for inviting me here. It's really nice to be here with you. Well, I will start at the beginning, just a couple words about Coalition Clean Baltic. It's an international association created in 1999 by 27 environmental NGOs from all countries of the Baltic catchment area, but actually Czech Republic is not represented there, so all countries beside Czech Republic. The main goal of CCB is to promote the protection and improvement of the Baltic Sea environment and natural resources. And it is done by three priority areas, which are promotion of good ecological water status, prevention of installation and transport harmful to the Baltic Sea environment and coastal areas, and the development of sustainable Baltic Sea fisheries. But today I would like to give you some quite general information about the situation of industrial animal farming in the Baltic Sea catchment area, and I would like to focus mainly on the eutrophisation, which is main environmental problem connected with operating of these large-scale animal farms. So at the beginning we should define what industrial animal farm is. Well, most often when we spoke about industrial or large-scale animal farm, we mean IPPC farm, which is installation for the intensive rearing of pigs and poultry with high animal density. So that means that those farms have more than 2,000 productive pigs, over 30 kilos, or 750 sows, or 40,000 places for poultry. Today we try to expand this definition, so also cattle farms with more than 400 animal units, sometimes it's also saying about 300 animal units, as well as sheep, goats, horses and fur animals, large-scale breeding installations with equivalent number of livestock are being considered as industrial animal farms in the meaning of IPPC directive. All those farms are characterized by highly concentrated and industrialized animal production with very significant individual, so let's say point source impact on the environment, mainly because of high production of natural fertilizers. More often it's liquid manure. And because of that, they have been recognized as HELCOM's agricultural point sources hotspots. Actually, the work on establishing such point sources, agricultural hotspots, are in process. So the works on that still continues. Here I put some statistical data. Also regarding to Estonia, but mainly for Poland. In my work I focus on monitoring of industrial farming in Poland, but also in all Baltic Sea catchment area. So in all Baltic Sea catchment area we have about 65 million pigs of different kinds. So those are also productive pigs and sows, and about 25 million heads of cattle. I didn't find this data for all Baltic Sea catchment area. So for example, in Poland we have 124 million heads of poultry. If it comes to pig, it gives the number of 185 pigs per 100 hectares of farmland. And in Estonia, those data are from 2005. I think you are more familiar with them. But as far as I know, in Estonia there are about 265,000 heads of cattle and 346,000 pigs and nearly 1 million heads of poultry. So it's also quite big amount for the country of size. Only in Poland we have 126 industrial pig rearing farms and 524 poultry farms. So it's it's like 700 nearly 700 of industrial farms. In Estonia, those numbers are smaller. It's about 15 industrial pig farms and 16 industrial cattle farms. And just to compare this number of industrial animal farms with ecological pig farms, in Poland we have only about 50 ecological farms which rear pigs. So it's really very small number. In 2007, Coalition Clean Baltic elaborated a report which shows the situation of industrial animal farming in all countries of the Baltic Sea catchment area. And here, just to give a very general picture of location of those farms, we have the location in a couple countries. For example, in Belarus, which western and north part is a part of Baltic Sea catchment area. We have very big amount of really very big industrial farms, which are really big because the biggest of them reached the number of over 100,000 pigs, productive pigs. So it's very big farm. In Denmark, this map shows all Denmark, but of course only its east part is the part of Baltic Sea catchment area. But we also have some industrial farms here. In Finland, unfortunately, those farms are located in the coastal areas. All of them are located in the coastal areas. In Germany, those are only farms. It's this green one. It's the northeast part of German. And here we have only industrial farms in the Baltic Sea catchment area, so mainly in the Odra River basin. And the situation in Latvia and Lithuania, and especially Lithuania, has quite a lot of industrial farms. For Estonia, those data are should be updated. This is a very general situation from 2007. So in the official registers in 2007 in Estonia there were only 4 farms, and all farms which I show on these maps are pig farms, so there are no poultry and cattle farms. And in Sweden also some farms, unfortunately most of them located in the coastal areas, so for sure they have significant impact to the sea environment. And in Poland, as a biggest country, well, maybe not biggest, but the country with the biggest farmland acreage in the Baltic Sea catchment area, the number of farms is really big. The blue dots shows the pig farms, and the red dots shows poultry farms. So All of them are located in the Baltic Sea catchment area, and it's really a big amount of these IPPC farms. The main problems connected with operating of industrial, all kinds of industrial animal farms can be divided into three sections. Well, those will be environmental problems, socioeconomic problems, and legal problems. So just starting from environmental problems, the most important is water pollution, which is caused by nitrogen and phosphorus runoff to the inland and seawater, which cause eutrophisation. Then it's also microbiological pollution. Many of very dangerous bacteria and also parasites lives in liquid manure, which is quite friendly for microorganisms. Not the dung is not so friendly because the temperature inside dung is much more higher than in liquid manure. That's why the dung is more environmental friendly, even in industrial farms. But still, in the liquid manure, we have, as you can see, a lot of quite dangerous microbiota. The problem is also air pollution. It is because the anoxic fermentation which have place in the manure, and also the environmental problems are connected with, let's say, secondary effect on formation of acid rains and increase the greenhouse effect, which is also connected with the operating of industrial farms. The socioeconomic problems, well, from my point of view, the most important is offensive odor, or are offensive odors, because it's a great number. More than 100 of different substances create the odors which comes from industrial farms. Those odors are not only unpleasant for people because of the bad smell, but they can also be very dangerous for human health.